And this is the Smiling Sannyasi, Ma Chitambara, making a video for you all out of my most favorite place in the world, my home place, and the home place of my beloved Guru, the Avatar, His Holiness Paramahamsa Sri Nithyananda. So, I was speaking to a few people earlier today, and actually a few minutes before deciding to make this video, and the whole topic that came up is what I feel quite an important one, and something that definitely needs to be spoken and shared for other seekers that are out there. And I certainly know that whoever stumbles across this video, whoever decides to watch it, this is a sharing that is meant for your ears, and I certainly hope that it maybe guides you or gives you some kind of a click that you're looking for in this journey. So I know on the spiritual journey as seekers, for each and every one of us, the whole journey will be unique. It'll be individual. No two journeys will ever be the same. In saying that, I also understand that for those that are sincere and that have crossed that border of seeking being a playful thing, you know, I've been there myself, where the quest for God and understanding the nature of the universe was more of a playful kind of a thing. There was a curiosity, and I certainly wanted to understand more about it, but I was also happy with my status quo life, and obviously seeing me in monk's robes means that I've gone beyond that point of it being a playful thing and just a curiosity, and that seeking becoming an actual thirst and a quest itself. And this is now something that I've dedicated my life to. So for those of us that are at that point where we might have crossed certain barriers and come to certain understandings, experiences, and are seeking for something more, are seeking for an understanding or an experience which is more grounded and lasting than what we've had so far. Usually there'll come a point where and again, this is not the case for everyone, but for most I've seen, especially those that are sincere, will come across a master, whether it's one that's physically in the body or one that has left behind their spiritual teachings in the forms of books or audio or video, whatever it is that we can follow and that help in guiding us. So for those especially that have decided that they want to be with the master and dive in to that next step and be around him, like I obviously have, it can be quite trying, and it can be quite an intense experience. So basically what I wanted to share is I've been here for nearly 2 years now. So on May 21st exactly, it will be 2 years that I've taken the initiation of Bautika Brahmacharini, which is the first level initiation of living my life as a Hindu monk. So in these 2 years, I know it's still very fresh, and you know, I'm still quite young. I have seen many people come and go. Especially from this living space and this Adinam. And I was contemplating on what is it, like why is it that some of us are able to withstand being here, and why is it that others decide to leave? And the one fundamental thing that came up that I understood was, when it comes to a master, especially one that is in the body, when we're living around him and in his breathing space, we will be faced with the unknown directly. So when we're living our life, you know, however we choose to live in the outside world as seekers, we're still confined a lot, whether we wish to acknowledge it or not. by our mental patterns. And there's a lot of other patterns which are more subtle, which confine us, but we're not even conscious or aware of, such as our sleeping patterns, our eating patterns. There's a certain threshold you can get to as a seeker by yourself, but then there's certain boundaries that also need to be pushed that I understand myself now, especially having gone back to Melbourne for a few months between December and April, these past few months back. I understood for myself also, going back into that space, how subtle these patterns are actually, and how it made me really appreciate what I have here in this environment, where we're able to go beyond these patterns. And often it'll be trying and testing when our boundaries are pushed because we're not comfortable with them, and our patterns will be so strong and deeply unconscious. It's very easy to slip into them, and it's very jarring or jolting to step into that unknown space. It can be quite uncomfortable. So I basically came to understand that the confrontation with the unknown, and when the master works on us, what that presents for us, it's quite easy to go back into something more comfortable. So the cozy life that we had before, or whatever unconscious patterns that are there. For those that really aspire to having a breakthrough, the only thing you need to understand is that the only thing that can come between you and Swamiji, between you and your master, whoever that might be, even if it's not Swamiji, is your mind. The only thing I've come to the conclusion of, the only thing that can stop you from being with the master is the fear of the unknown, which is there in most of us, and that obviously is the core of the ego. And basically the fear of the unknown and the mind itself. So it takes a certain level of being conscious to withstand being here, to be grateful for what you have, or what we have available here in this spiritual journey. So any thought current that you're giving life to, any thought current that you're giving life to, you are giving life to that thought. Whether it's being here is too difficult, or whether the thought of you're better off on your spiritual journey by yourself, whatever ideas or thought currents you cherish, they're still just thoughts and ideas. And for those that really want to be able to make it here with Swamiji and be able to live here in this environment, the only thing you need to be wary of is your mind. And every single thought that comes up in your inner space, be able to recognize and identify what is it and why is it there, and be able to go beyond it, including the good ones, including the good thoughts. Whatever the thoughts are, they are what keeps us from evolving in our spiritual journey, because that's ultimately where we need to go beyond, is every single trick of the mind. Without framing anything, any situation, anything around us, the moment we can go beyond that framing into just pure awareness, then we understand that we're really making it. So I have no idea whether or not this video makes any sense or not. I certainly hope it does for whoever is watching this. I might have to elaborate on it further, I'm feeling, because I might not have articulated myself very well, but I felt that I had to share this and express it for whoever is here and is maybe waiting to hear it. And also invite anyone that has a desire for, or a thirst for, this experience of reality to dive right in, because this is the place and the most beautiful space for it. it just takes a certain level of being conscious to be able to really appreciate what we have here. And I know there's many people that are looking for this, but maybe just waiting for the right push or whatever to get here. I can't recommend it enough for anyone that is really yearning for this kind of a thing, for anyone that's yearning for this deep experience. I welcome you all here, and I know Swamiji welcomes you all here. He has a vision of having 100,000 people from this space alone living enlightenment along with him. So there's many of us out there that have taken birth just for this, and I hope that many of you happen to stumble across this video, and I hope that it helps others out that are maybe contemplating on something similar or stuck somewhere in the same way. So as usual, as always, all of my videos are open for any comments, any questions that you have. Please feel free to share, and as usual I will also get back to you. So thank you all. Nithyananda.